Hey, guys, it's Kimise. I'm back, and it is August 21st, 2022, if you're catching this old vlog, or it's new this week. So, hey, thanks for taking the time to catch it. Just a reminder, this is just something that I want to do just so I can keep a record of just how my year is going to be. I'm very excited this year. I've started a new journey in my career. Not just in video making, not so much. I'm still kind of keeping the things going here on the channel, but I went from junior high school and I'm now teaching at a high school, and I'm teaching physics and I'm teaching astronomy. Brand new high school for me, much different, and I'm super excited about how this is going to go and everything's going to go. But first off, let's get some business down. First off, I want to thank new subscribers this week. David Magro, Anthony Markwell, thank you so much for subscribing. Just a reminder, if I don't ever mention your name in the video, it's because YouTube doesn't show me everybody that subscribes. It only shows me guys that have their view channels open to the public and stuff. So if you want me to give you a shout out, go ahead and just hit me in the comments. Let me know that you subscribed recently, and I'll definitely go ahead and give you a big thanks, because I do appreciate it. The subscribers are a big deal because it really allows us to grow. It helps us to understand who we're reaching, and it's really kind of neat. I don't know, but for me as a creator, when people take the time to hit that button, it means a ton. It really does. Somebody cares enough to watch your channel and likes it enough to give you a little boost there. So thank you so much, guys. Okay, so just to kind of give you a question, what's going on with the games? Everything's going pretty good. Hopefully I'll start to get more content out over here the next few weeks as I settle in. Right now I'm still buried up to my, up to way past my head as far as trying to get everything done in my new position. When you start a new job, there's tons of responsibilities, and sometimes what you did at your old job, especially like in school, okay, what you did at your old job as far as what your administrators want, what they expect you to do for your students and teachers and stuff, is a totally different list than what you're doing. And in my case, not only do I have a totally different list of things I gotta make sure I'm getting done each week, because this district's a little bit different than my last district, I'm teaching two courses I've never taught before, so I'm trying to nail that curriculum down, figure out what I got to do. Instead of being able to take lesson plans I've done in the past and then modify them a little bit just for this year, I'm basically going through and doing completely brand new lesson plans every week, and designing a lot of my content as I go through it. So as exciting as it is, and it is pretty exciting, I'm having a lot of fun trying to figure this out. It's a lot more work than I'm used to. It's taken a lot more time in my day than years past. So if you're saying, gosh, more videos, they're coming. Yeah, they're coming. And Minecraft, it will be returning for September. We'll be hitting Krokotopia this week in the walkthrough, in the Wizard 101 walkthrough, and hopefully it won't get my butt kicked as much in Pirate this week. In fact, should have a video coming out sometime today, but a little later today than usual. But we'll definitely have a new Pirate video coming out today. So check it out, guys. This video will go live as soon as it's loaded up, so hopefully you guys catch it. So what else do I want to talk about? Well, the video is titled Why You Do What You Do, and this week, especially as I was able to breathe yesterday, and finally get to the end of the week and actually be in a week where I got students into the class. This is the first week where we actually had students, so it hasn't been all this prep and planning that the teachers get usually at the beginning of the year. Finally got students in the class. I really got to sit back and reflect about why I do this, and I think this is a good exercise for anybody. Why do you do what you do? And I think if you take a time to really think through this and clear it up, you'll find that no matter what you do, whether it's a career, whether it's something you do off to the side like I'm doing with these videos, I think you'll find that there's not ever one single reason. That's been my experience. There's never one single reason of why you do things, and I like to divide things up, into two categories. You've got intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic motivations, you do things because there's some sort of reward. Like, for instance, a lot of the reasons why I work and I teach is because it pays my bills. You know, I like to eat. You know, I like having a place to live. You know, I like being able to record something that when I do the videos and have something physical out there in the real world that people are seeing, that my kids can see, that someday, probably in the future, far in the future, when I have grandkids, they'll say, that's grandpa doing that. They may or may not be interested, but at least they can come back and get a sense of who I was, you know, before they were born and everything like that. So that's a lot of the reason why I'm doing this, because I think there's a lot of intrinsic motivation for me to do that. And I think that's great. I think you got to be, I'm sorry, those are all extrinsic motivations. I think those external motivations to get you to take care of stuff are important, you know, like helping my kids get through college, you know, right now, so that they can be successful in their careers. You know, that's extrinsic. Now, on top of that, I think what really keeps you going every day and really gets you up, I mean, the extrinsic motivation's good. And for a lot of generations past, and this is a big deal for a lot of generations, like when you talk about like the baby boomers and before that, that's how they operated, you know. Like if you were a farmer in the 1920s, you know, you were farming because you were paying the bills, you want to eat, you want to have shelter, you want to survive, you know. And so a lot of what you were doing was very extrinsically motivated, you know. And I think you can say that for a lot of generations, you know, World War II generation, this generation after that in the 60s, and things started to turn around, I believe, right around my generation, you know, because there was a lot of push, not to just do stuff for money. Does that make sense? Or at least society, it became a much bigger deal, you know, as in society as a whole. And the idea of intrinsic motivations, you know, why are you doing certain things, you know, have really started to become much bigger. And right now, you know, I have a ton of intrinsic motivations. And like, you know, for instance, I like getting good at what I do. Teaching is something that I've always been pretty natural at. And so there's an intrinsic motivation to own that skill and to get that feeling of success for doing something that you are good at. You know, I love music and I get a lot of intrinsic stuff out of music, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not a great musician by far. I love doing it. I love playing with others, but you know, I wouldn't put myself up as, you know, super skilled at it. Relationships with others, huge. You know, one of the reasons why I love teaching, or even why I'm doing these videos, is because it's allowing me to connect with other people. You know, in teaching, I'm out there, I'm getting to know students, I'm getting to know my other teachers, I'm learning how to interact with them and get better at what I do. And with the videos, I'm getting to get feedback from you guys, and some of you getting to know you a little bit better through that feedback. You know, I think that's a great internal motivation, because I'll be honest with you, I'm naturally an introvert. You know, I could sit back with a book or with a video game and waste hours and hours and hours just doing nothing or just thinking by myself, you know, and just doing that. But I like doing this stuff because it gets me out of that box, you know, and so that's a pretty big deal for me. A big reason why I do teaching, I like meeting the kids. I like seeing what they bring to the table. There are so many great kids I've got to meet this year. You know, these last 3 days, it made all those weeks of stress prior to it worth it all. Getting to meet some of these kids for the first time, getting to set down some expectations, giving them a little bit of idea of who I am, and starting to get to know them little by little by little. And it's going to be a year process. It's so exciting and so motivating, and I cannot wait to see how some of these kids go throughout the year. Some of them are going to be graduating, because I've got juniors and seniors, and some of them are just getting ready to hit that point as well. So that's extremely motivating to me, you know, and that's one of the things that's really given me a big charge this week, is I actually finally got to be in class with kids, not just stressing about what I'm planning and everything. You know, and going back to the videos, why do I do the videos? You know, I'm a creative person, and I think a lot of us are deep down. I don't think there's anybody who's just not creative, but it just depends on the way you're creative. You could be creative in building things. You could be creative in coming up with solutions to things. You could be that fine arts creative where you really like getting out and performing for others. You like creating music. You like creating art. My wife's an artist. She makes some fantastic paintings. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to throw any of those out there, you know. But that's a lot of what keeps us going and why we do what we do, you know. And when things get tough, that's when you really got to go down that list, when you really got to say, wow, look at that feedback. And when things get hard, or when I say, gosh, do I want to make a video, and I look at all the feedback I've been getting from you guys from this week, it really motivates me to go and say, okay, I'm gonna set the time aside and get this done, even though I've got a dozen other things school-wise I need to take care of. I just want to say thanks, guys. You guys have been really awesome. The support for the channel over the last couple months has been just fantastic, and we're pretty much getting to the end of the vlog because I want to keep these at around 10ish minutes. But I just want to say big thanks to everybody who subscribed. Big thanks for everybody who's liked any of my videos, and let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll catch you later. This is Kimise. Bye bye.